My name's Jenny, and I've come to this place, Ypres, because I've heard so much about it. And it's not disappointing one tiny bit. Absolutely fantastic. I've just climbed up as far as I could to get as high as I can. And I'm amazed. I had a 360-degree view of the countryside, inland and over the sea. I'm terribly disappointed that people come to a beautiful place like this. They obviously bring a picnic with them, and then they leave papers, wrappers, all kinds. But apart from that, if you could ignore that, which is just a very insignificant little irritation as far as I'm concerned, then this is beautiful. And the children love it here. It's fantastic. We can see them, although it's pebbly, they seem to enjoy it so much.
I'm Sally King. I'm the visitor manager for the Jurassic Coast World Heritage Site. I've brought you to Ypres here, which is a fairly unspoilt part of the Jurassic Coast, really. A great beach, great bit of the coastline. Views as far as Portland at one end and to Start Point in Devon way over in the west. So fantastic viewpoint. And right on the southwest coast path, as is the whole of the Jurassic Coast. Jurassic Coast is a 95-mile stretch of coastline from Orcombe Rocks in Devon all the way to Old Harry Rocks in Dorset. And it was designated a World Heritage Site in December 2001, mainly for its outstanding universal value in terms of geology and geomorphology. It represents 185 million years of Earth history in just the 95 miles of coastline, and that's unique. There's nowhere else in the entire world where you get that expanse of Earth history in that small space. What that really means is that you can take a walk through time along the Jurassic Coast through the Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous periods of geological time. And that geology is exposed and it's actually there, accessible. People can go along and can walk along the coastline and can actually see that expanse of Earth history in front of them. The actual World Heritage Site is, and a lot of people don't realise this, but it is just purely the exposed geology. So what that means is from the top of the cliffs to the low water mark. So generally, even if you're walking along the southwest coast path, you're not actually on the World Heritage Site. You can look down at it and see it. It is really just top of the cliffs to the low water mark. So it's a very long, narrow, linear site. One of the reasons that we've been recognised as an outstanding example of an area which is being very well managed is because we do work so much in partnership and we do really take everybody's considerations and interests into account. And that's the only way to do it. I mean, it's not our World Heritage Site. The Jurassic Coast team doesn't own it. It's everybody's. The tourists you can see walking along the coast path at the moment, it's as much theirs that is ours. And obviously in terms of local communities, they've got a really, really key interest and specific interest in what we're doing and what we're going to do to their World Heritage Site. So from here at Ypres, which is a relatively unspoilt part of the Jurassic Coast, shall we say, to West Bay, where it's a very different story. It is more of a kind of bucket and spade holiday destination, lots of fish and chip shops and so on. Great atmosphere and quite buzzing, but very, very stark contrast to what we've got here at Ypres.
Thanks very much. One cod and chips. One cod and chips.
Sorry, yes, please.
Do you want open or wrapped?
Open, please.
My name's Michael Buckley and I'm from Barry near Cardiff in South Wales. To Bridport is about the fourth time we've been here, but we come very often to Dorset. We're like the people man than anything else. Weymouth is one of our favourite spots down here, purely and simply because the water down there is so shallow and so clean, and it's a nice place to be.
Well, we're in West Bay, which is one of the sort of gateways to the Jurassic Coast, really. It's a hub in terms of where visitors come to. There's accommodation here, there's places to eat and things to see and do and so on. There is no doubt that a lot of people who do come to somewhere like West Bay and to the other places along the coast will have an interest in the fact that it is a World Heritage Site, and that makes them realise it's somewhere very special and quite unique between probably July, August and up to the beginning of September, it can be very, very busy. That brings problems with traffic, obviously with litter, with pollution, and just general sort of pressures of these small communities suddenly having a very large influx of visitors descend upon them. So really one of the main aims of all the work that we do along the Jurassic Coast is to try and spread that season. And we're in a great position to be able to do that. There's a lot of opportunities and activities that we can offer visitors year round, which are actually a lot of the time much better out at season than they are in the summer.
We've been in October before now, and Lyme Regis in September, but it's when the schools have gone back. Much easier to get around, I suppose, then, yes. But you take the park and ride facilities and use them, it always helps, doesn't it? We've been up into Bridport today on one. It's ideal, yeah.
The Jurassic Coast Bus is one of our great success stories, and it's really probably our most visible marketing tool. It came about through some Rural Bus Challenge funding money, which was secured, and working in partnership with First Buses. So we also work in partnership very much with the private sector as well. And it runs the whole length of the Jurassic Coast from Exeter to Bournemouth. It's hop on, hop off, £5 for a day ticket from one end of the site to the other. And it's fantastic. I mean, it's really well used. There's been a 120% increase in passenger usage since it started in 2002. And it's often used by walkers, actually, who will walk a linear. So the coast path is obviously linear, so they'll walk a section of the coast path and then get the bus back. The Jurassic Coast is seen as a really good example of sustainable tourism. I mean, we won the Tourism for Tomorrow Awards in 2005, which is a big international tourism award, really, and we won that against other sort of international destinations, which is great. And that's really just sort of recognising our efforts in sustainable transport, sustainable tourism, pushing this whole sort of green thing forward. And it is early days, and it's early days for everyone involved in this, I think, but we are making a lot of progress, and I think we're particularly on the education and the conservation side, and raising people's awareness and understanding of how to protect, manage and look after special areas, really. I think I've got one of the best jobs in the country, really, looking after England's only natural World Heritage Site. It's unique in the fact that it's 95 miles long, and we have this incredible geological record. I love the fact that it's not just about pretty views and nice beaches. There's so much more to it. And also the contrast, it's so different wherever you are along the coast. Whether you're in the red Triassic rocks of Devon, or then you move through the Jurassic parts and the fossils at Charmouth onto places like Durdledore and then Old Harry Rocks with the chalk cliffs at the end. Every mile is different. And it's a very, very special place, and I'm very proud to be working here.